Friends, this week's Parsha, Ki Tavo, talks about the blessings and the curses. Moses announces to the people the blessings and the curses they're going to receive on Har Gerizim and Har Eval. These are real places, by the way, guys. They even found an inscription, archaeologists found an inscription in that area mentioning this event. And it's very simple, guys. It basically tells the Jewish people, if you keep my commandments, here's all the blessings you're going to get. If you turn away from God, here's all the curses you're going to get. It's interesting, guys, because honestly, these blessings and curses do not only apply to Jews, they apply to the entire world. And we saw it today, guys. We saw it this week. And what happened this week, there's a context to it, right? The previous week, or the previous 2 weeks, we saw the murder of a lady. And we saw in the video that basically nobody came to her aid. And we saw that the person that did this to her, clearly stated his motive. And the justice system does not acknowledge it, cannot acknowledge it. The media cannot acknowledge it, or does all kinds of gymnastics and acrobatics to explain it away, right? And then we fast forward to what happened this week, and all the people who are celebrating it. My friends, this is an example of something that happened actually way before the Torah was given, but the Torah mentions it, right? The Torah recounts it, the events of Sodom and Gomorrah, the events of the generation of the flood, what happened to them, the Tower of Babel. All these people met the same fate, guys. In those societies, we had just complete depravity, right? It wasn't just like people doing things in the privacy of their own homes. It was people saying to society, coming out into society and saying, this is my identity. You have to, not only you have to accept it, you have to, if you guys ever seen the movie, I think it was the movie Monty Python, and the guy's like, I'm a woman. You have to call me a woman now. People demanding that you call them what they want to be called, and if you don't, you're the worst person ever. You're basically Hitler, Stalin, everything else under the sun. And just depravity, and just complete depravity, doing stuff with children and excusing it away. Saying you care about children, so to speak, being shot, but you don't care about children being killed in the womb, right? And not realizing why those children are shot, and it's not because of the weapon, it's because of the person who's wielding the weapon, has a mental problem. Folks, these are all the hallmarks of cursed societies that have forgotten about God, societies that really just turned away from God. God means nothing to them. And in this case, ironically or interestingly enough, there's a particular group of people, a particular religion that's come to fill the void. And in a bizarre way, the people who turned away from God are allying with this religion, with this group of people, which would, in fact, have them killed for their views, right? My friends, there's no accidents in this world. We're being told by Hashem, if you follow me, you're going to be blessed. And if you don't, you're going to be cursed. It's just that simple, guys. And really, at this point, guys, we talk about Turning Point, the organization that Charlie Kirk started. This is a turning point, guys, for America. You choose. It's the blessing or the curse. It's just that binary. And we see the people on video who are celebrating this horrible thing, right? A person who spoke, who said words. Somebody convinced these people that words are violence. Words are not violence, folks. Words can be bad. We may not like them. But they are not violence. Physical violence is violence. Okay? Then you could say, oh, he could have inspired somebody to violence. Folks, this guy's been doing what he's doing for years. Last I checked, nobody wasn't, nobody did anything and then said, oh, Charlie Kirk inspired me, or this idea inspired me. No. Again, my friends, we have a choice. This is a turning point. We have a choice to go with Hashem and then get the blessing, or to go against Hashem and get the curse. Clearly, these are people that we've seen on these videos who have already been either psyoped by Satanists. They've been drugged and psyoped by Satanists. This is what I firmly believe. This is my theory, my presupposition. Or they themselves chose to go against God. They themselves don't believe in God. Right? Either way, guys. And I'm saying honestly, I don't know about firing them from jobs or this or that and the other, but I do know that it's, in the spirit of Charlie, I think we should let them speak. We should let these people speak. Let them speak. I want to hear them. I want to hear what they have to say. Because, folks, ultimately, we are coming up on a situation here in this country, the country that I'm physically in, even though, I'd like to be in Israel and all that kind of stuff, but while I'm here, I'm going to speak about the place I'm in. We're coming up on a situation where we have a choice. The country has a choice. My friends, the people who founded this place were basing their ideas on the Tanakh, on the Torah, really. Probably even more so, and I'll admit this, even more so than the people who founded the State of Israel. And because the people who founded the State of Israel were doing it ornamentally, the founding fathers of America were doing it substantively and with intention. And so, folks, this country has in fact been, with all its foibles, with all its problems, has been blessed by Hashem. It has. If it wasn't, it wouldn't have prospered in the way that it did. And it would not have been the best, as my friend likes to call it, the greatest gullus ever for Jews. The greatest exile country that Jews have ever lived in, so to speak. So, and also, it's entirely possible that a good portion of the people in this country are part of the lost tribes. So, no matter how you slice it, it's connected to Israel, it's connected to Jewish people, it's connected to Hashem, it's connected to the Torah. And so, again, folks, it has a choice. It's at a turning point. It's either going to go towards God or away from God. I feel like the sense that I get is that a lot of people are waking up and they want to go towards God. They feel a pull towards God and towards spirituality, towards goodness. They do, if they have not already, after seeing, let's say, what happened to President Trump, and the miracle that was. Whether you like him or not, you have to admit that was a miracle. And yeah, guys, I mean, it's clear as day to anybody who wants with the eyes to see, right? That the people who are pushing a certain ideology and the fact that the media and Hollywood is with them. Again, it's one thing to want to live how you want to live, whatever lifestyle, so to speak, you want to live in the privacy of your own home. It's quite another to demand fealty. Again, as I said yesterday, if you're 1% of society and everything you're doing literally is from Sodom, right? Again, if you want to do it in privacy, if you want to be, yes, you should be marginalized like crazy, because this is not good what you're doing. But we live in a free society, right? We live in a free society. But if we live in a free society, that means I'm free to tell you that you're a fruitcake. I'm not saying anybody should, God forbid, do anything bad to you. I'm just free to say, come up to your face and tell you that you're a fruitcake. That's what I'm free to do, right? I'm free to do that. Doesn't make me a bad person, just my opinion. and I have evidence to the affirmative, right? To show that that's against God and whatever it is, right? You can call me whatever you want, whatever names you want. My friends, but when it ventures into the realm of public, when, as Rabbi Kessin says, when you codify things into law, that's when Hashem has to step in. My friends, either way, what's going to happen is Hashem is going to do it. He's going to give us goodness, or he's just going to show us, he's not going to destroy the world. He said he's not, but he can do a lot of damage to us. He can, and he will. God forbid. If we keep going down this path and away from him. Turning point, guys. It begins today. Shabbat Shalom.